Hey everyone, good morning to all of you. In the previous session, we were discussing about prelims 2020 pattern and the possible questions from environment, ecology, and biodiversity. And I hope that area is very familiar for you people. I expect you to comment or to put your clarifications with regard to that area because it is definitely a very crucial area and you can expect a larger number of questions from this area. Now my focus or area of analysis would be the possible prelims questions from the culture area. We know very well that maybe from 2012 onwards, culture became a separate area for UPSC. Till 2012, definitely, culture was not even an area to be studied. There was not even one textbook available for culture, and whatever questions came from the culture side was exclusively from, definitely without any doubt, I can say that was from history only. That was directly drawn from NCERT sources. But from 2012, especially if you take the 2014 question paper, it is a surprising question paper because almost 5 to 8 questions, if it is almost 8 questions, I would say, that was purely from culture area like Panchayatin and many other similar questions. And many candidates never even knew from where UPSC Arakata and similar other questions, where UPSC did draw these culture questions. Many of the candidates were puzzled because they were seeing such questions for the first time, except very few. And in the previous year itself, UPSC started, that is in 2011, the year, the watershed year when CSAT was introduced. UPSC started asking culture questions because it was in 2011 that the temple architecture related question, that was the Dravida, the Vesara, and the similar other form, Nagara styles of temple architecture was a question. But candidates never expected that because that was there in NCERT, never expected that culture questions may be asked further. From 2012, in almost every question paper, you can expect some question related to Indian culture precisely. As I stated, it is the Indian culture and not the world culture. Thank God that we are not getting any question from an international cultural domain. Let it not happen. So from 2014, one more new area was introduced in the UPSC examination, and that is culture. And how to deal with this culture area and how we need to handle culture area and from what all areas we can expect culture questions. First of all, for those candidates who are a bit confused with regard to this area, I'm assuring you that please don't get confused at all, because this is the easiest area where you can predict how the questions have been framed by UPSC. If we go for a very close examination of the culture questions, there were only 3 specific areas from where, or maximum 4 specific areas from where UPSC asked culture questions. UPSC never asked any question from any area from outside these 4 specific areas. So if you're familiar, if you can handle precisely these 4 areas and if you can learn these 4 areas almost by heart in the sense not like what you say repeating it again and again, but understanding the cultural elements of these areas, your job is done. And I assure you that you can score 100%, not nothing, anything less than that, 100% with regard to culture questions of UPSC. Area number 1, it is nothing other than the Chola period in the Indian history. If we go for UPSC questions, we can find that UPSC repeatedly asks questions with regard to the Chola dynasty, especially with regard to the Chola architecture, the Chola art, the Chola technology, and the major contributions of the Chola rulers. Here, your focus should be precisely on the Chola architecture, the Chola painting, the major dance forms that existed during that period, and anything new, anything which is normally not found in any other cultural systems related to the Chola period. That is fine. So once Chola period is over, the second sought after area with regard to UPSC is the Mughal period. Again, as I stated before in a session discussing medieval Indian history, every part of Mughal area is not very important, but the period of Grand Mughals is a sought after area from where you can even now expect a number of culture questions. We know very well that right from Babur, followed by his son Humayun. After Humayun, it was Akbar. Then, of course, Jahangir came to power, Prince Salim. Then after that, Shah Jahan, and finally Aurangzeb. The period of these prominent 6 rulers, I would say, was a potential culture area for UPSC because you can expect the largest number of culture questions from the period of Mughals, especially during the period of the Grand Mughals. Again, same areas repeated. And one more area to be added, that is the Bhakti or the Sufi movement, from where also you can expect questions with regard to the Mughal period. So that would be another probable area or another possible area from where you can expect UPSC questions, and that is Indian culture, especially related to the Mughal period. Again, Mughal administration generally, art, architecture, literature, painting and music. These are the major areas. I repeat, art, architecture, literature, painting and music, and religion, especially during the reign of the great Akbar. There ends the Mughal period. That is the second important area. Then the third important area, which is not repeated every year, but probably there are high chances because that area also has been asked by UPSC over a period of time, that is the Mauryan age. Precisely the reign of Emperor Ashoka. I repeat, the Mauryan age, precisely the reign of Emperor Ashoka, but you need to focus only on 2-3 areas like the general cultural features of the Mauryan age, Ashoka's inscriptions, pillars, the major contributions of Emperor Ashoka, especially after he became a Buddha and he's a Buddhist monk and he started proclaiming Dhamma Ghosha. From that period onwards, the sculpture part is very important from the UPSC point of view. Also, naturally, the Mauryan age is very important. So you cannot skip the Mauryan age because it is very important. Fourth important area definitely is the Indus Valley civilization. Again, Indus Valley is not a sought after area, but if any question comes from Indus Valley, they are highly likely to be from the culture side. And again, in the recent years, maybe in 2008, 19, 2018, 17, etc., much was not asked from the Indus Valley side, and even mains questions were not asked from the Indus Valley side. So there are every possibility, every chances to be the Indus Valley area an important culture domain or culture area from the UPSC point of view. And once Indus Valley is over, that is your definitely your fourth area. There comes your last period, perhaps that is the fifth area, which is also equally important. That is the South Indian rulers. That is the Vijayanagara and the Bamanid kingdom. You know very well that this is not a much attended area, unfortunately, and many candidates never expect any question from this area because usually they think that okay, this is not a major part of history, this is purely to South Indian kingdoms, and of course you cannot expect much questions. But unfortunately, the reality is totally different. Vijayanagara period was definitely a period of great cultural upheavals in the history of India, and you can definitely expect some questions from the Vijayanagara rule, especially the period of the great emperor, the great king Krishna Devaraya. We know very well that we associate Tenali Raman also with Krishna Devaraya. Krishna Devaraya had a cloud of able ministers, maybe 8 or 9 very capable ministers, including Tenali Rama, and there are high chances that Vijayanagara Empire, Bamanid also definitely, the Bamanid Sultan, but more important is the Vijayanagara Empire. We can expect culture questions, especially related to music, literature and art related questions. Architecture is not very important, maybe 2 or 3 monuments, but art related questions are very important from the Vijayanagara period. And once you cover all these areas, I repeat again, right, that we began our discussion, we began our thought process rightly from the Chola period, then we came to the Mughal period, then we went back again to the Mauryan period, then we connected or we can say reassociated ourselves with the Indus Valley period. That is the beginning of Indian history, written Indian history. Before that we only had a prehistoric period. And finally, the Vijayanagara Empire. Of course, Bamanid too. Bamanid is not very important, but they were contemporaries, and the Bamanid Sultans also contributed. Sultan like Prince Muhammad and all contributed something. So that also should be. Bamanid is very easy. It may take only 5 minutes for you to read, but Vijayanagara requires some time, and you need to read that area very cautiously. For Naipunya students, of course, your handbook deals with these areas very clearly, and cultural areas are covered sizably and substantially, and that is fine. Others, again, you can depend or refer to any culture book which is available. I am not prescribing any books. Any culture book which is available based on the areas covered and the quality of those books and the precision of the areas. Anyway, culture is over a period of time, we can say, has become very important, and now nobody can neglect, definitely no person can neglect the importance of culture as an area. And I strongly feel that whichever candidate or whoever prepare for UPSC has to give a topmost priority for culture area, because if a 2014 repeats, if such an amount of questions are drawn or derived from culture area, that may not be an easy task for a student. Maybe imagine 5 to 8 questions. Okay, naturally you are losing 16 marks, and if you make wrong, again your negative marks are also going from where you scored. Marks will be minus from where you subtracted from where you scored. So naturally, don't consider culture to be an irrelevant area, but it is definitely an area where you need to give maximum attention. And once culture area is over, you can relax because you also covered some part of history. You know very well that all these areas are having historical underpinnings, and you can relax yourself. You can keep yourself calm and happy that you covered some part of history again. So I request all candidates to work on this area, and if you have any clarifications, do ask me. And I am damn sure, I assure you that once you study these areas, you can definitely solve 4 to 8 questions of UPSC Prelims 2020. Thank you.